All right, good afternoon, class. This is your instructor, Jason, and welcome to week 2 of your Reference Sources and Services course. I apologize for some of the due date confusion that had come up regarding your week 2 discussion post. I know it originally said that it would be due on August the 27th, which is today, the day that I am recording this video. It will actually be postponed at least until September the 4th, the day after Labor Day, as the due date, and that may be extended a little longer depending on how long it takes for Ellis Library to correct this issue that they are having with EBSCO. So when you guys become librarians, just know you're going to have all these fun little challenges that come up with EBSCO and Gale and whoever else. But you're going to be resourceful and you are going to get through it. And shout out to Sydney, by the way, for responding to the discussion prompt and noting that she had actually gone by T.D. Wilson's problem-solving model in order to find other ways to get to the requested articles or the required articles for this week, or at least one of them. So yes, try Google Scholar. Because I have one single sign-on for UMKC as well as for Missouri, I'm not having these same EBSCO problems that you all are having. So I can't really see what you all can and cannot get access to. So I apologize to that. I apologize for that. I assume that EBSCO is pretty much preventing you from getting, whatever you need, but I'm still able to access what I need. And unfortunately, due to copyright issues, I am not allowed to just post the articles into Canvas. So hopefully Ellis Library will get that situation resolved soon. Now, like I told you all, every week I am going to post a short video within the announcements, and that's just so that I can continue to build a rapport with you all and so that you can be familiar with my voice and my thinking and, what's going on in my mind to a degree. I don't want to have this be a non-interactive class. I want it to be as interactive as possible. I think that that is the best learning method for students, especially students at the graduate level. If you can't have them face to face, I think that you do need to kind of mix some video in there and just make sure that they are familiar with you and are hearing from you, so that you as the instructor, so that they do not feel like it's just some sort of automated class, because that's not what this is. This is our opportunity to learn from each other. And what I did want to do is talk a little bit more about Carol Kuthau and her information search process model. And one thing that I hope that you'll be able to access through Google Scholar without needing to log into EBSCO will be, if you wish to, this will be optional reading, it's not required. But if you want to look up the information search process revisited, is the model still useful? This was, I believe, published in 2008, if I am recalling correctly. But Kuthau has been in the library and information science field for a long, long time, for decades. I believe she's about 80 years old or so now, but I believe she still maintains some professional activity. But her information search process model is one of the most highly cited information seeking behavior type models in our field. So it's something that you want to be familiar with, and one reason why it is a favorite of mine is because it makes room for the cognitive and the affective. One of my interests is kind of more examining, and possibly as I have time doing research, as to how emotion in the affective realm plays into the process of finding information and how it plays into the process of verifying information. So when I say the affective realm, when you think of the cognitive realm, you're thinking more of the I guess, objective intellectual side. And then when you are looking at the affective realm, you're thinking more about people's feelings, their frustrations, what motivates them, and things of that nature. So there's a distinction there. And historically, a lot of this information seeking research paid due attention to the cognitive, but did not offer the affective. I think it's just due. It didn't offer it the amount of attention that it needed, because I do think that people's emotions, in particular frustration, can affect their information seeking habits. And there is a wide body of research and literature that seems to confirm this. So the information seeking process is not a strictly logical process. So yes, Kuthal, she does break down the information search process really into 6 distinct stages. The first stage would be task initiation. The second stage would be topic selection. The third would be pre-focus exploration. The fourth is focus formulation. The fifth is information collection. And then the sixth, hopefully we'll get to the sixth, is search closure. And so there are effective pieces that go through, that accompany each of these 6 stages. So when we start with the task initiation, the thoughts that are going through the person's head, the logical thoughts, are contemplating the assignment and considering the possible topics that they will be attempting to find information on. But then there is also a feeling or an affective piece to this, and that affective piece is often associated with apprehension and uncertainty, because when you initiate a search process, a lot of times your one of the things that you're going to grasp with is your uncertainty and whether or not you will be able to successfully find the best information, and whether or not you will be able to find the information that will fulfill your information need and allow you to do whatever task you were looking for that information in order to accomplish. And so the actions for this first task initiation stage is doing things like talking to other people. You can browse library collections. Nowadays, you will also be using Google. Of course, Google wasn't really a thing in 1991 when this theory was first posed. And your strategies are going to be brainstorming and discussion. Now for stage 2, that is your selection stage, and that is the point in which the information seeker sort of begins to decide on this is very basically sort of your narrow down, where you decide what topic is going to be investigated and then exactly how to proceed. So more of a game plan is established at this point. And during the topic selection stage, you will have logical thoughts related to considering your personal interests, the requirements of the project or the task that you need the information for, so that you can decide exactly what information you need. You'll look at some constraints, such as your time constraints, and see how much you can realistically attempt to find in the amount of time that's been allotted to you in order to find the information that you need. Now, feelings are going to be associated with this as well, and those feelings include confusion, anxiety, and anticipation. So that's your affective realm at work, going through the motions, and again, those are going to play a part in your information seeking process, that emotion. And some of the actions that you will take at this time, according to the Kuthal model, include consulting with informal mediators and doing your preliminary search through the library. And preliminary search through the library is a little different from browsing the library collection, which is what's going on in stage number 1. So I do want to make that clear, because that was probably a little confusing. So yes, in stage 1, you might be browsing library collections. In stage 2, you'll do your preliminary search within the library. and how that relates to Google, honestly, because again, Google is playing a part in the information search process these days, but I don't really know whether or not Google is more of a stage 1 thing or a stage 2 thing. If you have thoughts about that, please respond to this announcement, or you can discuss that in the discussion posts. Now the next stage is going to be your pre-topic exploration, and this is going to be the stage wherein information on the topic is gathered, is collected, and therefore new personal knowledge is actually created. So that knowledge has been there, it has been recorded, but it's new personal knowledge. It's sort of a concept of the information may not be, or the knowledge may not be new, but it is new to you. And you are the most important person in your information search process, in my opinion. So yes, during the stage 3, the pre-focus or the pre-topic exploration, feelings that you may encounter during that time may include confusion, doubt, threat, and again, uncertainty. So we are feeling that uncertainty that we felt at stage 1 and that confusion that we felt at stage 2. So as you can see, a lot of times the feelings are very, very negative type feelings in these first 3 stages in particular. And during this time, actions that are going to be taken will include locating relevant info, relevant information, reading and taking notes, and then also hopefully you are making some bibliographic citations and that sort of thing, and noting how you were able to come to information so that you can get to it later. Stage 4 in the Kuthau model would be formulation, and during this stage, the information seeker starts to evaluate the information that has so far been gathered, that was gathered during the exploration phase, and at this point, a focused perspective begins to form and there is not as much confusion. So this is the point where hopefully, this is the point where hopefully we will be able to see our emotions associated with the search process sort of go on an upward trend and be a little more positive. That's what we're looking for. So some of the feelings associated with stage 4 would include optimism, confidence, and a renewed feeling that you will be able to complete the task. And some of the actions that will be taken during stage 4 would be reading notes for themes. So what happens in stage 5? Stage 5 is the collection phase, and during stage 5, you will see the information seeker knowing what is needed to support the focus, and the topic is now personalized, the topic is now clear in the information seeker's mind, and the information seeker will have even greater confidence in their abilities, will be more successful in continued searching, and will express, hopefully, greater interest in the topic that is being researched. So the feelings associated with this would include the realization of the amount of work to be done, having a realistic sort of view of how much work needs to be done and how much time that's going to take, but the confidence to complete the task in that amount of time. And so if the first 4 phases are successfully completed, that's when there's a possibility that we get to stage 5, and that is, again, our information collection phase. And then finally, search closure is what we're looking for. If the search is successful, then search 6 will be the last step, and that is the search closure. So in search closure, the individual has completed the information search, and now this information seeker should summarize and report on the information that was found through the process. Hopefully the information seeker has experienced by this point relief that the task has ended, and also satisfaction. Everhowever, not every information inquiry is successful. Not every information search leads to the truly desired information, what was needed in the information need. So if that happens, if the desired information does not come by, then you will encounter disappointment, and perhaps someone will start the search process again. So as far as the feelings are concerned, yes, it will be a feeling of relief a lot of times and satisfaction, hopefully, but there are going to be those times where disappointment can occur. Some actions that will be taken during stage 6, hopefully, will be rechecking sources and confirming that the information is correct. So I just wanted to share that. Just as you are going through your readings for this week, just bear in mind that emotion or the affective realm plays a part in the information seeking process just as much as the cognitive side or the more logical parts of the brain and more logical parts of thought. So that's it. I'm hoping everyone, by the way, your discussion posts are looking great. You guys are doing a fantastic job. Again, I'm sorry for any confusion that has been encountered so far, but everyone is doing fine. I don't think there's anyone right now who does not have an A in the class. So keep it going. And again, hopefully we are going to have a fruitful and positive and successful semester.